Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, welcome back to channel. Thanks very much for all the support lately on the live streams, whether it's on TikTok or YouTube. Hope you're all enjoying yourself and having a good time and just giving each other little pats on the bum as you go past and say, hey, good game, boys. Good game, lads. Good game, ladies. Good game, Apache attack helicopters. This is going to be a little bit of a tactical breakdown of a game we had yesterday on the Rondo map. Quick hat tip. I'm going to be running AUG here. I'm doing an AUG video at the moment with the barrel extender. It's one of the most broken guns in the game, and I am constantly baffled by people not leaving it, by not picking it up and running the M4 instead. The other thing that I had a bit of a giggle was people in my Abacan video saying how the Abacan was a good gun. And I don't know how you can say that with a straight face when you have this gun in the same lobby as the Abacan, or the M416, or the SCAR-L, or even the QBZ95, especially the G36C. Anyway, you'll see this thing performs absolutely amazingly as a full auto primary weapon and as a secondary spray if you want it. The real point of this game is there are a bunch of moments in here which I thought were really worth talking about. Firstly, those guys took off, and it's a really good tactical play by them. They didn't actually run off. A lot of teams will disengage and leave. They left to go and get more people because there was only 2 of them at the time, and they didn't like the odds. What they do wrong, though, is they over sweat. One of the big issues I find with teams is they watch too much PMCO and they over sweat. They've come back in 3 different cars. This guy is isolated because he's alone in the car, and then it's dribs and drabs. Watch this drop shot through the window. Oh, that was golden. And just because you're running freaking S12K and an M416 doesn't mean that you're going to win every game. It's really frustrating to me when people do good things like that and then they turn around and they run 3 cars in a push that is so disorganized. It's not coming from different angles. It's just a frontal push and the cars go everywhere and they get isolated. Like, the same thing happened in the same game. This is the same game. We've just driven out to here from Bamboo. Look at this. A bike pulls up. The bike is being chased by a Blanco. There's the Blanc. There's another car further over. You can hear these guys are getting fired on. And then another bike pulls up on my left. People have this affliction where they... Look, I understand that multiple cars gives you multiple options, right? But when you are playing public games that are not scrims and you're running multiple cars, you're quite often allowing yourself to be isolated by, 2 or 3 people in one car. And it can be quite difficult. Look at how quick I do these peaks here. Really important. If you're fighting someone who has an angle on you and you've got high ping, like I'm running 140 ping on this server. I'm on NA at the moment. You've got to be quick with those peaks. Also, look how there's 25 people left in a very small area, right? Basically, we've got to be really careful with our angles here. And this is a great, great example of watch how often I change up and move my angles. And I'm very worried about where everyone is around me, if they have shots on me. And if you aren't getting into final circles like this often, you're missing out. And Rondo delivers these kind of circles again and again and again. And I can't stress this enough. If you're struggling to get good at Pubg Mobile, or at least compete in Pubg Mobile in proper gunfights, and you're pissing about looting North George Pole for the first 2/3 of a match, or, dropping Zaki and doing everything, and wondering why you get absolutely rinsed in gunfights, it's because you're not challenging yourself. Get on Rondo, or get on the event mode, or whatever, and do some hot drops, and just give yourself a break for a season. from your kill-death ratio or your ace chase or whatever it is, you're giving yourself a job with that stuff. If you want to get better at the game, you're going to have to challenge yourself. It's like a sport. If you want to get better at basketball or rugby or the NFL or whatever it is, playing against opposition that doesn't challenge you is the easiest way to fall behind. When you play and train with better players, you will get better. That's my final word on it. Do you see how I'm constantly moving? Not just in terms of my shots and jiggling between, I'm moving around to different parts of the same compound. If you just keep peeking the one spot, you're going to end up getting rinsed. I'm very worried about my backside. Oh, hello. That guy ran out of friends up there. He obviously was driving through there, got a lot of flack, and just kept on driving. You can see also how many people, when you're on these games, on Rondo particularly, how many people will drop when the zone moves because they've done really poorly on their rotations. We all do it. We all die to the circle, like it happens. But if you're finding yourself getting stuck in the blue all the time, you maybe have to rethink about how quickly you are either looting or how quickly you are staying up with the pace of the game. And the pace of the game is very important. If you're out of the pace of the game, you are kind of screwed. You get stuck in bad positions. You look, I'm actually going to take a beat and shoot the guys coming down here because I'm very worried that they're all on the same squad and that they're going to be coming across, seeing that knock. It turns out they're not. So I took a little bit of a risk there because Barry was knocked, but we're getting back up and we're ready for action once more. We're down to 11 people, which also there's going to be a DSR video coming. You better believe that. And if you know what you're about and you're a sniper, you are going to be running DSR all the time now. Very tough in these situations. I want those kills, but let's be honest. Ensuring that I get that kill there is going to mean that I have to take a lot of risk. I can get one shot off from here and then they'll adjust again. So we get the knock again. But then they adjust again. And if I'm not going to go running around in the open here just for that kill, then I'm not going to get it really. But Baz gets another angle on the left, gives himself a chance, and we're working numbers. Okay, so do you see how difficult it is on Rondo late game? How many angles you have to cover off? And this thing does such huge, massive amounts of damage now. You just got to really respect it. It's a difficult gun to deal with late game. Oh, thanks very much for clearing my knock, buddy. Really appreciate you. I mean, if I wanted to whinge about clearing knocks, I've done it plenty of times. These guys using fiddlesticks to get in, they're doing very well, but they've got a tough gig. They are outside the circle. It is chewing blue very, very hard. And they've got people to the, what would that be, the north, who are also looking to give them a touch-up. So they really don't have any options here. See, late game, jumps it, he's already dead. Bazza finished the last bloke, the other bloke went down. And now it's a 2v4. Bazza's got knocked. This red team makes a big error here, right? It's not 2v4, sorry. I think it's a 3, a 2, and a 1. It might be a 2v4. I'm thinking of a different game. They should have pushed up. They should have just gone hell for leather here. They know one is down. That is the knock that they were looking for. And I'm immediately pushing over here to defend against what I'm expecting to see. Ah, there he is. Way too slow. Way too slow. And he's got a level 2 helmet. And he's going to peek this. This is crazy. Late game like this, isolated on the corner, level 2 helmet. He's just knocked Barry. He's feeling like he's got what it takes. And now I know that there's only 3 others left. Barry spotted one over there. There's no one on our left. I cleared that duo already. We're doing the math, and it's like, if we get another knock here, it's a 2v2. And we feel like we can handle a 2v2. This is good news for us. We've got the circle. We're inside. And they make the fatal... Oh, the fatal mistake of getting caught up in an angle and just believing that that is the angle the engagement is going to take part of. In other words, if someone's firing at you from where Barry is all the time, right? You're getting knocked and you're returning fire. You start believing that that is where the gunfight is. That's the gunfight you've got to look after. That's the gunfight you've got to take. And what I'm actually going to do here at the end is a very subtle twist where I'm going to change my angle so I'm firing across. And the bloke that Barry's been fighting for the past 2 minutes just completely fluffs it. And looks at the wrong space. And he's now screwed. Because he was now pinched. He pushed so far forward that he got pinched on the other edge of that rock. And there was smokes everywhere to cover the reses, but there was no smokes. I probably don't have time to say this well enough, but if you've got smokes and you're trying to move forward and people have very narrow viewpoints to fire from around walls, you can just chuck the smoke at their viewpoints and it will blind them as effectively as you are smoking yourself. So sometimes if you're at that range and you're struggling to get in, you're better off smoking the enemy than you are smoking your own teammates. Because all you're trying to do with smoke is stop fields of fire. And if you set it up so that the bad guys have to come outside to get you, that's a win. That's the smoke's doing its job. I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to seeing you during the week. The attachments video is still coming. Until next time, bye for now.